Приветствую вас на своем канале, смотрите канал под названием неверно. И сегодня мы будем играть в игру, которая только вышла. Она называется Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Да, эта игра, как я знаю, какое-то продолжение другой игры, но я, честно сказать, эту игру играю в первый раз, и про ту вторую игру я ничего не нашел. Окей, давайте начнем. Так, сразу же поставим настройки. Допустим, так, все, начинаем играть. Игра довольно интересная. Про игру говорили, что здесь есть каждый выбор имеет значение. Типа, например, выберем одно, будет одно. Выберем второе, будет второе.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-whipping, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Очень интересная работа, конечно, ладно.
Something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Вышел. А, ну это типа и сцена. Ого. Ты я чистую летаю, чё? Ладно. Ого-го. Какая графика. Допустим, давай выйдем.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Камера дергается. Не, ну так мне некомфортно играть сейчас. Если что, то не я так такой на клавиатуру. Это если что, такой звук. Когда ты в меню. Вообще как-то одиноко, слушай. Куда можно пройти?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Я когда нажимаю на клавиатуру, на мышку, я слышу такой звук. Как будто кто-то там нажимает мышкой, ну ладно. Я в наушниках это слышу в этом плане, что в игре он называется мышка. Влево говорите? Давай вправо пойдем.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Что такое лагать начало?
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Мы сказали, что я должен был сюда зайти, но нет.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Есть такое... Мне тоже такой вопрос, как его еще не уволили после моих этих... Тут написано не прыгать.
Got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one can tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Что мне уже нравится, но слишком смешная, как по мне, ладно. Давай еще раз так же попробуем.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Так, давай сейчас попробуем так же сделать еще раз.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Так.
Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Так. Я сейчас хочу пробовать. Все, ну поехала.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not a... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you.
Взял, спрыгнул.
Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Так, все, бежи, короче, нафиг иди, чувак, иди нафиг, я убегаю. Так. Куда я уже пришел?
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Пошли в синюю.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Три, я обманул систему.
I still don't think you're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so bad?
Кто-то обманул систему, чисто одна
Chosen world, don't let me stop you.
Чисто была одна дверь в ту сторону, красная и помеченная, я все равно синяя пошел. Да уж. Эта игра мне уже начинает нравиться.
You see, there's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Блин, меня закрыли! Я уж думал, что... Я хотел просто глянуть быстренько, выйти обратно и пойти по другому маршруту. Пошел же, хочет, чтобы я сюда пошел, а я его даже не слушаю, понимаете?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul.
Ладно, мне эта игра вообще нравится, она слишком смешная, как по мне.
Based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
О.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
О, что происходит вообще? Меня вообще телепортнуло. Называется проходил сюжет, как это.
The baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands.
Глубокая игра очень.
I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas.
Что мне происходит? Я не могу.
Thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Так, и что это будет интересно? Не, мне эта игра реально уже нравится. Настолько, знаешь, просто смешная.
Aha, fascinating. What do you think this game is about?
Это же, подожди, это же Завангдар!
What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower.
Это же Завангдар, гляньте, не, реально, тут вещи Завангдар. Гляньте, просто, Завангдар.
Fascinating adventure into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Звук открывания двери, наверное, серьезно, только что был. Ладно, мне просто интересно посмотреть. Это же Завангдар, прям, гляньте, прям точности Завангдар. Так, блин, чего так игра лагать начала эта игра? Ну, есть одна идея. Так. О, что только что было? Я упал через текстурки, серьезно? Допустим, нам нужно спуститься.
No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Эй, нет.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You
Hey.
nearly into that thing. That big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any. Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's
Нет,
find
куда
another
другую игру не надо.
something with
Мне
you.
здесь
Something
понравилось.
with
Куда?
nice, big,
Подожди, там...
insurmountable walls.
Нет, туда. Да. Может, я протиснуться успею.
I
Нет,
think
я не успею
this will be
протиснуться.
just the
Что на
thing.
улице? О, ну еще что? Что это теперь?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind.
О,
Just
Лига.
for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Что за игра? Это же Rocket Arena. О, Rocket Лига. Вот написано даже. У меня друг у меня играет
Here in the back,
иногда.
but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is
А
this
где
a
мяч?
sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Где мяч? Ой, ё-моё, мяч дали. Давай как раз мы забьем. Ой, какой скоростной стал! Вау! Вау, я стал просто каким-то скоростным. Ой,
Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls... Hold on, what are you doing?
Я упал куда-то, я не хотел никуда падать, эй! What? Тихо!
I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Не понял прикола. Верните, у меня там Rocket League была. Ну верните, гады. Вы шо, я там можно было в футбол играть. Не, ну так интересно, слушайте. Серьезно интересно. Ну верни меня. Эх, я упал в мир текстурок и карты, которые еще не опубликованы. Спасибо. Ой, опять куда-то упал. Давай дальше лететь. Так интересно. Ну никакого у меня выбора так нету. Ладно, прикалываюсь. О, выбор. Как раз выбор. Он, как сказал, он нам тут помочь не сможет. Ну ладно, если не сможет, то не ладно. Угу. Пошли сюда. Похоже на выход. Мы туда поэтому не пойдем. А я уже не понимаю, что за хоррор у меня тут начинаются. Мне хоррор не нравится, слушай, давай без хорроров, а? Ладно, пошли в тот кабинет, там пошли туда, там где свет. Там мне понравится больше куда. Тут опять свет, слава богу. Жутковато. Нету голоса диктора этого веселого. Он мне понравился. Верните диктора. О. Что это такое? Опа. Это какой-то программиста какого-то. Ладно. Иногда, кстати, подлагивает. Даже не знаю, почему. Приоритет игры то на 100%. Все. Ой, 90 точнее. О. Как-то необычно. Не, ну мне тоже не интересно. Слушай, выпустите меня. А, все, спасибо. Лампочка перегорела. Интересно, что он нашел.
I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
А, загрузка идет. А я думаю, что так долго где куда-то телепортирует. Это, оказывается, загрузка была. Допустим. Опа, как круто. О, это тот же самый мир. Там, где мы начинали, помните? Ура! Пошлите, да?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Эта игра прям вообще интересная, без сарказма сейчас. Она очень мне понравилась, довольно интересная. Тут есть еще второй выбор, а второй выбор мы пройдем уже в следующей серии. А на этом все. Всем огромнейшее спасибо за просмотр. Всем удачи и всем пока!